Hey friends, it's September 19th, 2013. Before I get started here, I want to show you something. It rained on us last night and this morning, and as you can well see here, we've got 2 inches, a little over 2 inches of rain again. Okay, I think you guys can see that. What it amounts to is that had been snow, that had been another 2 foot. And we're into the mid of September. So if the weather does change on us and it gets cold enough, this snow or this rain could be snow. But they're talking about 80s for the next week. So the sun is still heating up. The UV levels are still high. Okay, so we still have that going on, and the chances of the sunspots developing into something are there. So there's information on space weather about that. There was something that happened last night. I was uploading a long video, which you probably, if you've been to my channel, you've watched it. If you took the time to, it was about an hour and 24 minutes long. And as I finished that video and went to my channel, everything went haywire. I kept getting this screen with a whole bunch of computers, and I thought, wow, they froze me out of my channel. So I went to all the other channels and all the listed channels that I have saved, and I got the same reading. And I don't know if anybody else experienced that, because it went from like a little bit after 2 to about 2:20. This went on. And I called around and reported this to a few friends and see what they had experienced with the same situation. And I woke poor old Stoney up. And he finally got up out of the bed and looked. About the time he did, things were starting to be released again, the channels. I don't know for sure if it was a premonition on my part of what is to come, or if this event actually happened, because I couldn't really get verification why it was happening from anyone. I called Mary Bear Sky. I called Linda out in Washington, I think it's Cheyenne, her channel, and I called a few other people. And of course, at that time in the morning, you don't expect to rattle too many people. Poor old Stoney. Thank you, Stoney, out there in Cape Cod. But could this possibly be, was it something I was being shown, or could this be something that they're going to do, and do it on a regular basis? Just automatically freeze everything out so you can no longer get any YouTube at all. Yes, I believe that could happen. There's a lot more going on than meets the eye. I'm going to bring this all around to a subject, and the meaning and what is unfolding with ISON. If you look back across the last few years, or even longer than that, even back across the last couple presidents, there's been a lot of irrational activity out there where people in power have done some irrational things and been involved in some irrational events where they've tried to hide a lot of things. Okay? And here lately, we've got the Federal Reserve punching out $85 billion a month trying to keep everything afloat. And we got a president and a bunch of Congress and Senate, our whole executive, or our whole government, is acting like they're insane. Could it be that it doesn't much matter anymore? If you look back over the BP incident, they went in there and they sprayed all those chemicals and did what they did to hide the oil, and then walked away, and nobody really complained. The deal with down there in Haiti, all those people in tents, and the terrible thing that happened there, and all the money was gathered there, and they walked away. The big tsunami that killed all those people over there in Asia, and they walked away. And now we've got this deal with what's going on with Fukushima. And the last report, I put the video up, they're going to walk away. That's been ongoing for over 2 years now, friends. Is it, have they decided it doesn't really matter anymore? It just doesn't matter because what is coming, they know they can't change, and they don't know how to tell us. And maybe they're not as bad as we think they are, and then again, maybe they are, I don't know. But maybe that's why they're trying to keep everything afloat. I mean, they just put this war on hold. And naturally, they fed enough ammunition and guns into that little area so the rebels could keep the little conflict going, so they got something to put in the news. But it's really odd. It's like, what? And now we've got the truck drivers, because of the unfairness and the price of fuel and taxes and everything else, they're going to lose their businesses, you know, and they're no longer going to be able to drive. That's why they're going to go on strike, okay? Truth Array and a few of the other ones out there had come up with an ideal of going ahead and jumping on board on that, and be a good time to just not go to work, okay? Well, that's a good idea, but if you could get enough people to go with that, it might make a difference. But if what is coming, none of this is going to make a difference, friend. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Is ISON the final straw, the final thing that's going to disrupt all humanity here on Earth and disrupt Earth itself, and the incoming, what may be lying in it, and all the other comets and asteroids and debris and the dust and all the other things? I keep hearing people say, well, no, it's not going to mount to a hill of beans. Well, I'm sorry, it sure is going to mount to a hill of beans. Just keep your eyes awake on this one, friends. This is getting bigger, and I believe there's a lot more to it. You know, here's the thing with the October and just quitting working, you know, for that period of time. That's what they would love for us to do, because I'm telling you right now, within a day's period of time, they'd have and I don't mean this disrespectfully to people, but they'd have a Mexican national that would be taking your job. Okay, so they don't worry about that part. Okay, but that is not going to resolve. It would make a statement to them, but you got to remember, if you've watched that movie, The Hunger Game, and that plot of that movie was a group of people against the whole group of an establishment made a stand, and when they made that stand, the stand went well for a moment, but then the reality was there wasn't enough people behind the stand, so they put them people in like, I forget what was it, 15 colonies or something like that. And their little due to the ones that have was to sacrifice a pair of their young ones in battle, okay? So, you know, that's kind of been played out, and that's what they throw at us, you know. It's more fear stuff. There is something going on. It's like this Walmart thing with the long rifles. You know, they probably said, go ahead and do it. It doesn't much matter, because they can spend their money any way they want. They can buy whatever they want, because what is coming is not going to make a difference. And here's the sad part about it. If we're going to get hit with a hard winter, and this is going to happen, you know, and it does knock out power, which more than likely it will, they just blasted another space rocket off. And this one here was to take provisions to the space station that's out there right now in orbit. That'll be the one to keep your eye on. When those guys in that space station get on and get home, you know something bad is coming. You know, this has been said before, but this is the time we really have to watch that, okay? And like I say, there's shot other rockets up there with satellites and stuff. So there's something brewing, okay? And I don't think it has to do with the war. I don't think it has to do with the lack of jobs, the stupid craziness about the money, gold and all that. I think it has to do with what's coming to Earth, and what is going to happen. And it's happened in the past, and I honestly believe they're not even sure. You know, they have a lot more footage on this. In fact, they have data that goes all the way back, and they've been following this, you know. And they've been trying to figure out what to do and how not to alarm people and keep this under the cuff. But because there's so many people out here, and the internet is so quick, and research is so quick, and things are being released, and people with logical thinking minds. Speaking of which, logic before authority, he lost his big channel. Okay, they bumped him off his channel. Okay, he has that channel no more. He has another channel, Daniel something. I'll have to see if I can chase it down, and we'll go ahead and subscribe to him. I know you people, some of you don't like him, but he's still one of us, okay? And right now we need all of us together trying to stay ahead of this game of what's coming, because they're not going to release us to it. We're going to have to stay ahead of it and see what's going on. But I do believe something is going to happen real drastic here soon. And the words and the floor mat and everything's been put out there, that the many possibilities, okay? The ancient history tells us, you know, the artifacts and everything else, and the chippings on the wall, the drawings on the wall, and some of the statues and things lead to a past of something that came in and ruled over for a period of time, which they were actually created by the Creator himself, okay, the Lord. But yet they were able to do the things they did with or without his permission, and mess things up. And that's where we are today, friends. There's been an ongoing battle, you know. We get a little insight on this stuff, yet people say, well, that can't happen, that's not real, you know. Well, there is falling angels. We know that. Accept that. And like I say, there's something coming. There's definitely something coming. And it may be the turning stone of humanity, you know. And all we can do is wait and see. You know, is it time to panic? What are you going to panic about? Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? You know, all you can do is become and just accept the Lord as your Savior, Jesus Christ, as the only way to heaven. Because if it does come down to that, you know you're protected. All right. And let the rest of them out there do not want to believe that way, to believe what they want. You know, I know a lot of my friends do understand those words, and have their heart right. So I pray more will accept that, because when it comes, it may be too late. All right. And I feel this is what the ISON thing is all about. These are the things that ISON is going to bring. All right. And this is why everything is so whacked out, and why everybody that is in some kind of power seems to be so weird in the things they do, because it doesn't seem to matter anymore, you know. Because you would logically think, well, why are they spending all that money? Why did they give all that money to the banks? Because it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. They're the ones that are going to try to run and hide, because they don't have any true belief in the Lord, okay? And you already know that's not going to work. So let's just follow this path, walk lightly with the Lord, and listen to him. I'll pray for wisdom for all that will listen and care. And let's pray that our world of humanity will be prepared for what is coming, okay? So we have to face the fact that we have a lot of things coming upon us. So God bless you. Howdy kids, hug the wife. The Old Marine Vaughn on September 19th, 2013. On the fact of what ISON and what is behind what's happening. Why the world is so insane. God bless. Bye-bye, friends.